I've bought this Namco TV game from eBay, spares and repairs and power up. I've had it apart, I've had a little tinker. So I had to go through the sides and basically unscrew. I could have probably removed the sticker more graciously, but that's what I've done. So it wouldn't power up at all, the on-off switch wasn't doing anything. Battery contacts are not terribly filthy. So I've figured out in here we've got this power switch and we've got the terminals would be the first things that I want to check. Got my bench power supply over there. Let's pull it in. Let's grab some power. So I'm going to attach black terminal here where I can see a bit of metal, and I've sliced off the bit of glue here. The bit of glue just came off pretty easily, and here, and then trying to switch this on, nothing's lighting up. So I'm going to take a jumper, crocodile clip, and sort of jump this. So these pins, it will be that pin and that pin. Let's switch on the supply and the lights come on, and over on yonder television we have power, we have Pac-Man, and it works. So everything works. So I can move all the directions. It's all good. So now what? So now I'm going to need to see if I've got a switch that can replace that. Let's just, because without that, because it's battery powered, it takes 4 AAs, it would just be on all the time, and that's no good to man or beast. So let's have a look in man's switches tray. I mean, it might be possible just to strip the switch down and fix it, but have I got anything in here? It's like a slider switch. Don't think I have. No, these are all like, oh, hang on. The other thing to do is take this switch off and see if we can fix it. Okay, simple things first, always simple things first. Some contact cleaner, little puff in here. Back and forth and back and forth and forth and back and forth and forth, but no, not getting anything. So if I meter it, put my meter onto continuity bar. How does everyone else's workspace always look so neat, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Put it on BPs. And just take the ground shield, continuity. So the outside pins, right, so that's where the power comes in, is on that pin there. So it comes to 3 there, turn it off, still comes to 3, and nowhere else. Pin 2 never goes anywhere. Pin 2 never goes anywhere. And I would have thought, you know, the outside of the case, okay, so hot is actually, so that red wire is actually coming in, yeah, that red wire is the positive terminal. So this switch don't do nothing. So what I'm going to do is desolder this bad boy, I think. So how's your day going? Oh, jolly. Where's me? The other thing I could do is just hardwire it to always be on, but then you'd have to pop the battery out to turn it off. Alright, where's my desoldering monkey? So I'm using some tip tinner. I always read it as thinner for some reason, but tip tinner. Just put a bit of tip on the iron first on. Scrape off from the brass wool. Brass wool better than a wet sponge because it doesn't cause micro fractures on the surface, whereas the temperature changes rapidly. So there we go. The tip is tinned, and I'm going to add a little fresh solder to all these points before I remove them. I'm going to have to unwire everything, aren't I? So you got 2 pins in there, 1 pin there, 1 pin there, 1 pin there. Okay. Adding a bit of fresh solder makes it easier to subsequently desolder. Oh, Pac-Man appeared on the screen very briefly there, which means I'm soldering this with power still going through it, which means I'm an idiot. Let's turn the power off. Maybe just reflowing these joints would be sufficient. I mean, it doesn't matter that those are bridged, they're on the same plane. Alright, reflowed all those. Power on. No. Still no. That is in the on position, isn't it? Oh. So it did briefly come up, didn't it? So I have a little bit of test wire somewhere, which I can't put my eyes on. A little bit of solder would do fine, wouldn't it? Just see if I managed to desolder this switch. Took a little while. Not very good at desoldering. So now I'm going to get me bitey men on here, and honestly, because I'm a rank amateur, I don't really know what pins I'm expecting to do what, but I'm just going to test them anyway, because theoretically they should bridge in one position and not in the other. There we go. So, oh no, that's because I touched that. So neither position do they bridge. Now this outer casing will always bridge. Alright, so I've got to say that switch is hosed. Let's see. Oh, what have we here? What have we here? Now, this is from my parts box. I've no idea the provenance of this, but these flipping shields always mean I can't tell when I've got it on. Right. That one does bridge to 2. Now the challenge is remembering which one the hot wire was welded in on. Hey, that's not a bad desoldering job. That is rock straight up in there. So that was through there and onto there, wasn't it? I'd love an overhead rostrum camera and all that stuff. You know, I'm going to pay for it. Either of you? Ooh, hecky teeth. Let's get that out of the way. Don't want to melt the casing on the cable before I've even started. To hold this cable, this power, this is what how many batteries? 4 batteries at volt and a half each, 6 volts coming in on. If I've done my maths right, which is there's no guarantee. And then just say, hey, you stick there, please, mate. There we go. There we go. All right. Almost certainly I've soldered the switching backwards, but it shouldn't matter. I don't think it has it backwards. All right. Hey, and it powered up, and it powered up, and it powered up. Let's power it down. Let's power it up. Oh, now it's that feeling. That's what I do it for. My man. Right, so now I've got to get it back together. Perfectly timed sound effect. Right, switch it off. Reassembly. Now this is the bit where you need to have taken photos as you go, or you're going to have a bad time. Right, let's unclip all this power. Thank you, power supply. I love having a bench power supply. I feel like such a mon. Mon is a black country term for a man. Proper mon. Right, and it goes through the little hole. Oh my days. I'm borderline stoked. In fact, yeah, I'm not borderline stoked. I'm stoked. I am stoked. Let's pull in those parts, which I've dumped tools all over. These screwies. Tell you what, magnetic screwdrivers, game changer. I tried to magnetise my other set, but it wasn't happening. In you go, little screw. I am so happy, how about you? Yeah, my youngest kid saw this little game thing and was absolutely desperate to play it. I don't know why. A little mic, just like the way it looked. Okay, now I'm going to get this back together in such a way that this wire comes out of the back, do it. Or around, this way around, yeah, all the wires sort of go through that little tidying thing, whatever that's called. It's probably like a fancy damn name that all the clever boys are using, isn't it? Wish I was a clever boy. Yeah, and that sort of, it's gonna go, I reckon, something like that. Yeah. Am I buying it? I've got it back. Oh, I see, I've got it 90 degrees off. It's got to be there, innit? Look at the expertise here. Look at the just legendary skill level. Just guess, bodge it back together. This is called monning, by the way. Second use of the word mon. So you know, I had to cut that sticker to get it open, which I was a bit disappointed about, but yep. There we go. Okay, what bits are missing? There's these little plastic clips. So I didn't film the disassembly. I didn't decide to film this until I got it apart and it felt possible, you know. Because some of these repairs don't feel possible. My success rate is about 50% still. You know, some of those losses might turn into wins if I give them another go. Still feels like it's working. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't clean that PCB with isopropyl. Right, so we're all back together. Let's have some batteries in this. I'm getting more Black Country as I go. Let's get more excited. I'm practicing my accent because I'm going on a holiday soon with some friends from back home, so I want to sound Black Country again. Oh yeah, there it is, powered up off the battery. My dude. What's that? Is that called Boston or something? It looked like it's called Boston. Bosconian. Stoked. Oh, look at this. Fucking wicked, that. Right. Mega? I'm going to give this a clean. It's a little bit grubby. Just going to do the most obvious stuff. I'm not like a big fuss pot about things being super clean, although that cotton bud can go. Where's me cotton buds? So pleased I had that spare little switch. I must have harvested it from something. I don't remember buying it, but I don't know. There we go. Pop yo. Back up. Nya. Nya da da cylinder. And then put the case base back on. So all it needed was a new switch. The contact's ever so slightly grubby, but nothing that would affect it, obviously, as we just saw. So I will, at a later date, have a clean of those contacts before I put it on the bay or anything. But so it actually doesn't look that bad with these screws in. Most of them have come out quite clean. So look, like, I'm not a fuss pot about stickers and stuff, you know, but that's just me. Some people are very particular about cases and boxes and that. I'm a scruff AI. I know what I am. God help me, I am not a clean and tidy character. Last couple of screws. Yeah, I might full-time reintroduce my Black Country accent. was never that strong, but maybe it should be. Maybe I should embrace my heritage. Black Country's brilliant, eh? There we go. Fixed.